Hello friends, welcome again. In this video, we already studied in last video regarding the types of silkworm, Bombax mori and other worldwide found different species of silkworm. But the beneficial silkworm species is Bombax mori in silkworm industry, types of silkworm, then again related to life cycle of Silkworm bombax mori, the host plants of Silkworm bombax mori, and the complete metamorphosis which is present in silkworm. All these things are already studied in the previous video. So today we will discuss or today we will learn about the diseases of silkworm. So there are the four major diseases of silkworm. The first one is pebrine, and this pebrine disease was born by, or this pebrine disease is born observed due to the infection, that is the protozoan infection, Nosema bombycis, and which produces people like spots on the body, and the larvae become wrinkled skin and the sluggish. And this is the diagrammatic presentation which shows the pebrine disease and black people like spots, or the people like black spots which is observed on the skin of the larvae, and this is the symptoms which is observed due to the protozoan disease. Then the next disease which is occur in silkworm bombax mori is Flachery disease, and this Flachery disease is due to the bacterial infection, and there are the different kinds of bacteria which cause the infection to the silkworm larvae and produces the Flachery disease, and this causes the putrefaction of the body, and body becomes black or the green, and this is the image or the photo shows that is the black colored skin, or the putrefaction or the enlargement of the segments is also observed in the Flachery disease. The third one is the muscardine disease, and this is the fungal disease which is occur due to the Beauveria bassiana infection, and this is the fungus which causes the white muscardine in Silkworm bombax mori, and this is occur due to the humid condition. And there are the different muscardine occur, that is the green muscardine, black muscardine, yellow muscardine, white muscardine, and the Beauveria bassiana, this fungal species which cause the white muscardine disease, and this is the image after the muscardine of caused that particular larva, and the skin becomes a tough and the mummified due to the muscardine infection, and the fungus color is a white, and therefore the white muscardine diseases occur in this particular larva. Then the fourth one major disease which is occur in Silkworm bombax mori is a glaciary, that is the Borrelia virus cause the swelling of the segment and the skin rupture, and this is the again the viral disease which is occur due to the Borrelia virus, and there are the different two types of the virus, that is the nuclear polyhedrosis virus and the cytoplasmic polyhedrosis virus, which cause the infection in the cytoplasm or the nucleus, and the name given is the cytoplasmic polyhedrosis virus and the nuclear polyhedrosis virus. And due to the infection of this virus, the segments become enlarged, and due to the enlargement of the segments, the proliferation of the viruses takes place within the body, and after the proliferation means more than the within the body, and the enlargement of the segment is a takes place, and the lastly rupture the body segments or the body wall, and the oozing out the particular fluid which is present due to the infection of the um, viruses. Then this is related to the viruses which is occur in the silkworm industry or the silkworm rearing or the sericulture, when we rearing the silkworm in the laboratory condition, the precautions are most important, and when the humid condition or the leaves are with dirty water. Then the diseases are occur due to the bacterial disease infection or the muscardine infection or the viral infection. Then different types of the pests are also present in the sericulture industry, or the silkworms are again protected from their pest, because the number of pests are in a different stage or the different forms. The following parasites and the predators cause the destruction of the silkworm. The first one is the oozy fly, that is the Tricholiga bombycis, that is the young maggots bore into the body of silkworm and live and eat the fat body for about a week and causing the death of that particular larvae. So this is the um, oozy fly. Then domestic beetles are also act as a pest or the predator, and other predators includes the ant, lizards, rats, squirrels, and the birds. The most important pest or the predator which is act, that is the birds. Therefore the precaution is taken from that the birds are not know that the actual rearing of the silkworm larvae, or the rats also, then squirrels also, and the ants also. Therefore the stand which is used for the rearing of the silkworm, which are having the well watered ant wells, and therefore the prevent the entry of the ant into that particular rearing stand. Then the next slide shows the races, that is the different types of silkworm races which are present in the silkworm industry. That is the indigenous races, that is pure Mysore and Nistari, which is native to our country, and the exotic one, there are the different than the indigenous one. And after mixing of indigenous and exotic, there are the new combination or the hybrid forms are also possible nowadays. Then classification of Bombax Muri on the basis of different things. And what are these things? That is the Bombax Muri are classified. The classification is based on, first one is the distribution, how they are distributed, or the region where are distributed. Then molting, the molting means the transfer from the one stage to another stage is called the molting or the ecdysis. Then voltinism, voltinism means the multiholtine, biholtine, or the polyholtine. Then uniholtine. Then cocoon color, there are the different colors are present on the cocoon, and on the basis of cocoon color different shades of the silk is produced. Then rearing period is also one of the characteristic of the classification. And the larval markings on the body or the segmental markings are also the identification character of the Bombax mori. Then voltinism. The voltinism, it is the ability of the many insect groups to produce from one to the several generations a year. So the first one is the species producing one generation a year is called as a uniholtine. Uniholtine means uniholtine means the life cycle which is completed within a 1 year, or the single life cycle is present in a 1 year is called as a uniholtine. There are the two generations in a 1 year is called as a biholtine, and the more than two generations in a 1 year is called as the multiholtine. Therefore the silkworm Bombax moris are having three different types of the voltinism, that is the uniholtine, biholtine, as well as the multiholtine. Then uniholtine races, that is the one generation I already mm, say about this. That is the uniholtine means what, then the biholtine means what, and the multiholtine means what. Then how the diposing eggs and the non-diposing eggs means mm, the some silkworm larvae or the some silkworm species are having the diposing eggs, and the non-diposing are the multiholtine one, and the diposing are the uniholtine, means the only one generation is completed within the 1 year due to the dipause. The not only eggs are in a dipause condition, but also the some species, there is the pupal stage is also in a dipause, and when the dipause is break, the pupa goes converted into the adult, and after that the mating of adult male and female is done, and after that the life cycle is continued. But in some cases there is the eggs are in diapause condition after the egg laying within 24 hour. When the HCl treatment is not given to that particular eggs, then the eggs are goes converted into the diapause condition, and these diapause break after 6 months, or depending on the species to species. Then biholtine races and multiholtine. Biholtine are the diposing one. Then multiholtines are non-diposing. Then loose eggs production is mostly observed in the biholtine races. The eggs are actually attached to the sheet or the any flat card. In natural condition, it is attached to the leaf. Then relatively poor disease resistance, and the relatively disease resistance, then cannot tolerate beyond the 28 degrees Celsius. This multivoltant beyond the 28 degrees Celsius can tolerate. Then completes life cycle in variable days depending on the climatic condition, but the completes the life cycle within a 26 to 20 days in a larval duration. Then eggs can be preserved up to 6 to 10 months in a refrigerator. Eggs can be stored for more than 20 days. Then 1500 to 1700 eggs per gram. Then at 1800 to 2100 eggs per gram. Shell ratio of 20 to 50, then shell ratio is 12 to 14, and the filament length is 1000 to 2600 meter cocoon, and filament length is of 400 to 500. And again it is variable depending upon the species to species. Biholtine means there are the different variety again, or the different races are again, and depending on the which type of the race is used for the culture purpose, and the yield is a different against depend upon the which species which were used for the laboratory conditions or the farmers. Then the another is the moltinism. It is the classification which is based on the number of moltings throughout the life cycle. Silkworm can be classified into the trimolters, tetramolters, pentamolters, or the hexamolters. And there are the different species depending on the any lepidopteran insect, any lepidopteran butterfly. There are the depending on the species to species, there are the trimolters, tetramolters means the how many moltings are present. That is the first instar goes converted into the second instar, there is the first molt. Then second instar goes to the third instar, there is the second molt. Means the five instars are present, there is the four molts are present. How many instars are present depending on the molds are there. So there are the different types of the moltinism, that is the tri, tetra, penta, and the hexa depending on the species to species. Then trimoltus, so already done this slide, that is the trimoltus means what, three times during the larval period. Larval growth is limited. Then tetramoltus means the four times during the larval stage. Then penta means five times. And this is the again the life cycle of Bombyx mori, which is already we all studied in the last video. That is the adult are emergence, then the male female mating is done, and after that the male is died after 2 to 3 days, and the female dies after the egg laying. And these are the eggs. After the eggs are laid by the female, these eggs are hatched within the 9 to 12 days depending on the climatic condition again. And the eggs becomes at the time of egg laying the eggs are yellowish color, but when the eggs are hatched, the duration is near about the hatching, the eggs becomes a bluish or blackish color, and the first instar larva is a hatched or the emerged. And this is a black ant like caterpillar, which is the first instar. The first instar is get converted into the second instar, second instar into the third instar, third instar into the fourth instar, and the fourth instar into the fifth instar. Therefore the five larval stages are present in the life cycle of Bombyx mori, and therefore there is the first mold, second mold, third mold, and the fourth mold, and therefore the tetramolter condition is present in the silkworm Bombyx mori. And after the fifth instar. These larval stages are voracious feeder. They feed voraciously on the mulberry leaf, and after the 5 to 6 days or the 6 to 8 days, they goes to spin around the body for the protection purpose. But this silk is useful for the again human being, and therefore the sericulture industry is nowadays very important. And this silk is secreted from the silk gland, and the cocoon is formed, and from this cocoon, after the 7 to 8 days or the 9 to 12 days, again the pupa larva get converted into the pupa, and this pupa is emerged, and this pupal emergence is converted into the adult, and adult is alive for the 3 to 4 days only. And this is the again the life cycle of silkworm bombax mori. Pentameters. There are the five types of larval stages. Five larval stages are present in their life cycle or the generation. So this is all related to the silkworm bombax mori. That is um, types of silkworm, then life cycle of silkworm bombax mori, the food plant, that is the uh, main, that is the host plant, that is the morus alba, that is the oligophagus, means only one host plant is not a polyphagus, that is the oligophagus, only feeds on the mulberry leaf. Then diseases of silkworm, pest and predators, which is occur in the sericulture industry or the silkworm. Then there is the moltinism, then uh, classification on the basis of distribution, then species, then rearing of facilities, all these things. And the last one is the silkworm is used not only for the silk purpose, but it also used as a food in Japan and China, because the larval stage is a very voracious feeder and consume more leaf. And in a pupal stage, this is a fat which is a more protein or fat is stored into the pupal stage, and therefore the pupa are having more fat content or the protein content, and therefore this food is a these pupa are used as a food purpose in Japan and China from so many years ago. So this is the market which is available in the Japan and China, which show the different types of the insects are present in the market for the eating purpose or the edible purpose. So this is the one dish which is prepared by the pupa. Again there is the another um, rolls, or the we all Indians are used to eat the potato rolls or again another things. But here is the pupil rolls are present, or the pupil fry is present in the Japan and the China country. This is the another as like the Maggie or the noodles. This is the another dish which is prepared from the pupa. Then this is the most important thing. This is the larva, which is a fried larva, again used for the food purpose. This is the again these larvae are fried silkworm bombax mori with salad and sauce. So the silkworm larvae, it is not only for the silk purpose, it is also used as a food purpose. So students, all these things are related to the silkworm bombax mori. And this is the larva which get converted into the pupa, and pupa which converted into the adult. Then adult mating, male female mating is possible, and after that there is the egg laying by the female in a systematic position. So this is the eggs which is laid by the female. And I think all concepts related to the silkworm rearing and the diseases of silkworm, then silkworm industry in short period of time, all are got it. So now we will meet again in the next video. Thank you, my all dear students. Thank you, and watch these all videos on a YouTube. Okay, thank you.